I'm Dan Kahn, and this is Fast News from Kahn Media. We're kicking things off with the latest news and up-to-the-minute business stories you can't miss. First up this week, the Small Business Administration on Tuesday said its lenders had given out more than 4.3 million loans worth more than $513 billion. Recipients are given only 8 weeks to spend the money, with 75% earmarked for payroll if they want forgiveness, which creates some mathematical challenges for most small businesses. As we record on this Thursday, May 21st, Senator Marco Rubio, one of the architects of the original CARES Act and PPP program, is pushing the Senate to vote for an extension of that timeline to 12 or even 24 weeks, saying they hope to pass a vote before Memorial Day. In the meantime, the House is saying they will vote on a similar bill next week. As this story develops, we will report back, but an extension of that timeline will be really beneficial to most small businesses. In related news, while we've discussed the PPP in several past episodes, we haven't talked much about the other financial relief program from the SBA, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, or EIDL. Small businesses applied for the EIDL in droves when they became available on March 30th. With uncertain prospects ahead, business owners saw the program's $10,000 advance as a way to tide their company over until the effects of COVID-19 were under control. Advances began mysteriously showing up in applicants' bank accounts a few weeks ago, and as of last week, the SBA started processing and approving those applications. So it seemed like a good time to revisit the EIDL program and how its loans work. Loans of up to $2 million with 30-year terms are what are currently rolling out. Interest rates of 3.75% for small businesses or 2.75% for nonprofits are the current terms. First payment is 12 months from the date of the promissory note. EIDLs smaller than $200,000 can be approved without a personal guarantee from the business owner, and for loans under $25,000, the SBA does not even take a security interest in any collateral. There are no prepayment fees. So overall, these are pretty promising terms for a loan that could help many small businesses get through the next few months as the economy begins to get back on its feet. And the SBA is processing applications pretty quickly now. If you haven't applied for one yet, we highly recommend going to sba.gov and learning more about this program while funding is still in place. In other news, Facebook has rolled out a new mobile-first e-commerce platform on both Facebook and Instagram, specifically designed to help small businesses sell direct to consumer. This is really in line with things we've been talking about over the past few weeks. The free Facebook Shops tool will enable brands to set up a single online store for customers on Facebook and Instagram, and is the first in a package of tools that the social media titan will be rolling out in the next few months. Facebook said Facebook Shops will enable businesses to choose from products they want to feature from their own catalog and allow them to brand the shop with custom colors, cover images, and font. The company also said about 160 million businesses currently use its apps every day, and claims that many of them are being forced to change their model to adapt to online selling. The shift in e-commerce is accelerated as consumers work from home as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. Facebook's new program is going to compete directly with Amazon, whose sales have surged during the pandemic, and Google, which has made shopping ads free. So we recommend trying out this new Facebook Shops tool. Next, we have a segment called The Bright Spot, where we look at positive business news. We have some interesting news from NPD Group on consumer purchasing behavior this week. They have been tracking online and in-store retail consumer sales since the pandemic began, and last week's data is fascinating. For the first time since mid-March, online sales began to dip, and in-store sales started to recover as some states began to reopen for business. Even better news, total consumer good retail sales have returned to their pre-pandemic numbers for the first time last week, matching overall sales from the week ending March 7th. This is a great sign for the slumbering economy that it might actually be starting to wake up again. Last weekend, NASCAR had the distinction of being the first major American sporting event to return to live TV. We were watching, and I assume a lot of you were too. The Real Heroes 400 race from Darlington Raceway posted a huge Nielsen number, 6.3 million preliminary viewers, and that's still climbing. Fox said it was the most watched non-Daytona 500 race in 3 years. Great news for motorsports fans and sports fans in general. Another bright spot. People are returning to RVs to save their summer travel plans from coronavirus. A survey of 4,000 U.S. and Canadian residents released last week by Campgrounds of America, or KOA, the world's largest network of private campgrounds, showed people are eager to find a way to get out and get outdoors, and they're doing it in RVs. Since many of our country's beautiful state and national parks remain closed or at least are limiting tourist numbers, people, including many millennials and Gen Z younger first-time campers, are turning to private campgrounds. This is great news for the RV and auto aftermarket industries and will also mean vacationers will inject money into local American towns instead of traveling abroad, something that we need right now. Moving on to new content. This week we have a great blog post about how to work with influencers, a follow-up to a blog we published a few weeks ago about why influencer marketing is more important than ever. Influencers are fast becoming a cornerstone of modern-day marketing. According to a study cited in Adweek, 75% of Fortune 500 companies currently use influencer marketing to reach new audiences and engage with existing customers, and 84% of companies plan on implementing an influencer marketing strategy in the next 12 months. Those are big numbers, so it's worth a deeper dive. The best influencers generate high-quality content that's on brand without appearing overproduced or inauthentic, and they can do it without a full-time in-house team. In many cases, they do it with their own phone. This week, we take a deep dive into how to work with those influencers with your brand. First, to get the most ROI from working with influencers, focus on what we call micro-influencers, with between 10,000 and 100,000 followers, or even nano-influencers with less than 10,000 followers. Followers of the smaller micro and nano influencer channels tend to be more loyal and committed to the person they're following. That's especially true with the auto aftermarket and outdoors industries. And because the community is still small, there's an authentic sense of connection between the audience and the influencer. There's a wide variety of campaigns you can activate with influencers, including affiliate marketing, sponsored posts, contests, giveaways, experiential events, and much more. We dig into each of these and provide guidelines and recommendations on how to execute successful campaigns with influencers in the blog. So you can check it out by following the link in our newsletter or the link below this video. Next up, we have a new installment in our KM 101 blog series. We provide easy to understand information and guidelines for businesses that want to pivot to a digital-first model or enhance their online marketing efforts as they lean into direct-to-consumer sales. In our previous installments, we did deep dives into the keys to successful video marketing, creating compelling social media content, and building a community on Facebook. This week's KM 101 focuses on how to engage your audience using Instagram's best features. One of the things we've learned after talking to a lot of small business owners is that many businesses surprisingly don't know how to use Instagram effectively with its full suite of tools that it makes available to brands. So we've identified 3 keys to success on Instagram that every brand needs to know. 1. You must post consistently. 2. Post high-quality content. And 3. Use engaging features, which include stories, IGTV, Instagram Live, and carousels. We're going to talk about that right now. Instagram stories are the best way to make connections with new followers and keep engaging with loyal ones. Stories are easy to make, and several features can be combined to maximize engagement, including polls, questions, sliders, quizzes, and even countdowns. In the US, 90% of internet users between ages 18 and 44 watch videos on YouTube. To accommodate longer form video in addition to its short 1 minute or less videos, Instagram released IGTV to combat that, which allows users to watch videos up to 60 minutes long, keeping them in the Instagram ecosystem rather than pushing them to YouTube. Because IGTV is a new feature that Instagram wants to promote, its use gets a favorable ranking in Instagram's algorithms and will actually get you more followers. To create longer form video content, you don't need a professional studio or expensive equipment. Tips for using IGTV include making sure there's action in your video, creating custom thumbnails, curate playlists, create previews for each video, working on hashtag strategies to reach a new audience, and always use clickable links. Like IGTV, Instagram Live is one of the newer features that helps your account rank higher in the algorithm, as well as connect with new followers. Live should be organic, conversational, and clear, and give people a reason to join your feed and watch you live as you interact with other people. 4 tips for using Instagram Live include announcing your event in advance, make sure you have a good internet connection, don't be distracted, be patient and wait for your audience to join in even if it takes a few minutes, and engage your audience by responding to their comments, questions, waves, and links. We also provide tips for using carousels with images and videos and other tips. So really, it's important that you just try and engage Instagram as much as you can because it's all about engaging a community, creating a plan, experimenting, learning, and figuring out what works with your tribe. Con Media manages a network of Instagram channels with more than 1 million followers, and we run the Instagram, Facebook, and other social media channels for dozens of clients, reaching an additional 10 million. So if you need help creating content and engaging with fans, send an email to help@conmedia.com. You can read more about all these issues in our newsletter or by clicking the links below this video. That's all we have this week, so please check out the stories listed below this video, hit subscribe on YouTube, and send us your feedback. Just send a note to fastnews@conmedia.com. Thanks, and have a great week.